Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we have Honest Steve.
Hello again.
If you don't know who Honest Steve is, Honest Steve represents the average guy next door. You don't want to be called average though, do you really? I'm sorry.
Of course I'm not average. No, I think it's fair play. It might dent my ego, but I think average is about right.
So it's the guy next door giving his honest opinion. And today we've got a really great question, is, do men like curvy girls?
Well, remember this is just an opinion.
Go on.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the short answer. But what's the definition of curvy?
Yeah.
For me, curvy is shapely. It's about shape. It's not about size. So when you get women, I mean, let's, for instance, talking as a veteran of many online rendezvous.
Yeah.
Let's just say that curvy usually means fat.
Right.
But for me, curvy isn't fat. Curvy can be, I suppose, any dress size. But surely it's about shape.
So what do you mean by that then, shape?
Well, old-fashioned terms, tits and ass, Marilyn Monroe. Curvy, boobs, waist, bum.
Right.
Now you could be size 14 boobs, waist, bum, but you could be size 8, so you could still have boobs, waist and a bum. So curves, yes, everybody likes curves. Every guy likes a curvy girl.
Yeah.
But obviously then it's just a case of deciding, or the personal preference on the size of those curves.
So there's a difference between size and how you define curvy.
For me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your experience then when you said you've done online dating?
Well, I've done quite a bit of online dating over the years. Not so much, recently, but did quite a bit of it a few years ago. And of course, the initial thing online dating, of course, is what you're looking at online. It's what you see on the screen. It's the pictures or whatever, and it's the description, their description of themselves, their height, their age. They always have a body type. And don't get me wrong, the body type categories on these things aren't easy, are they? Like there's one that says thin.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
right, okay.
Thin. Who describes himself as thin? Surely it's slim.
Well,
Thin.
okay.
I don't know. Thin. I don't. Maybe it's just the terminology thin. But then, so you'll get something like thin, athletic, average, sometimes curvy, sometimes other words, I don't know. And then you get to the bigger ones. But my experience certainly online dating is that the majority, I think if you're slim or thin, then you're slim or thin, and that's it. But if you're not, if you're anything more than that, I think people tend to use the next category down from what they really are.
What do you mean?
So what I would call average.
What's average? What do you call average? We're here in the UK. What's average, do you think?
For me, 10.
A size 10.
10,
What?
12.
10, 12.
10, 12.
So do you know what that means in inches? What's a 10, 12?
I think a 12 is 36.
So 36.
38, 36, 38, wouldn't it be?
36, 38.
Would be, presumably, I don't know, would be the back width, wouldn't it? 36, 38 round the back.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you were going to be curvy at that size, you need a proportionally smaller waist.
Right, yeah.
And then presumably something like a 36, 38 hip as well.
Okay.
Then you'd be curvy, wouldn't you?
Right, okay.
But it doesn't mean you're slim. That's a different story.
Okay, so men like curvy girls, and you're talking about the
All
actual...
men like curves on a woman, regardless of the size of her. All men like curves. But you can't just be big and block-bodied and say you're curvy just because you're big. You're not curvy if you're big. You could be, but it doesn't automatically... For me, being bigger doesn't automatically mean you're curvy, but a lot of women will say that online. They'll say, I'm curvy because they're big. And they might not have any shape, they might not have a waist.
Right, okay.
They might just be like, boom, you know.
So you're saying that curvy has been taken over by...
I think that a lot of time, the word curvy is misused by women who are bigger and aren't necessarily curvy.
Right.
If you're, I mean, you could be size 20, but you can have big boobs, a relatively small waist, and a back and an arse in proportion with your boobs, you are curvy. You're big, but you're curvy. But a lot of the women who could describe themselves as curvy aren't. They're not necessarily curvy, they're just big. And haven't actually got a lot of shape. They're just big.
Right, okay. So then, how should women describe themselves then? When if a woman's asking, do men like curvy girls? Your answer is?
Absolutely yes.
And so what's so attractive about those curves?
Well, that's what makes a woman a woman. Sure, that's the feminine side of a woman, isn't it?
Right, that's a feminine
Soft
woman.
curves, the shape. I mean, men haven't got any shape, have they? Even if you know.
Unless, well, now if they've been to the gym,
Yeah,
and
they've
they're
been to the
working
gym. They
out,
get a shape. They get the stereotypical shape where the triangle, if you like, the back, big shoulders, and down to hopefully a small waist. Unlike yours truly.
At least you're honest about it.
Very, yeah. So they have the taper, yeah, but they're not curvy.
Yeah.
Whereas women, if they have got the sort of the ideal body, they'd have, boobs, taper to a nice small waist, and then swoop out over a nice round arse, and it would all just be like in out, in out.
He's getting excited here just by even describing it.
Yeah. Well, that's curvy, isn't it?
So how should women describe themselves then? If you say if they're slim and curvy, big and curvy,
I think you could use the terminology curvy, as long as when you look in the mirror and you can be honest with yourself and think, am I curvy? Or am I just a bit shapeless, really, regardless of the size?
So what's a woman to do? She's doing online dating. There's the option for curvy. What's she supposed to tick?
Depending on the shape, that's what I mean.
So
is she curvy? Is she actually
So she's
curvy?
like, okay, let's say she's curvy and she's a size 6 and curvy in a size 22.
Mm-hmm.
So she can call herself curvy.
As long as she is curvy, as long as she's got...
Yeah, if she's got
the right hourglass shape.
The hourglass shape.
Hourglass is curvy. Yeah, there you go. That's an easy way of doing it without me waffling on for ages. An hourglass shape.
An hourglass shape.
Is curvy.
Right. No matter.
Regardless of
size.
Let's be honest.
So we have to differentiate between. So you say between size and the curvy shape.
Mm.
So how's a woman to describe herself online, for example? We've got the option of curvy and the slim. What's she supposed to put?
I mean, if we're narrowing it down to just online, I know it's difficult because obviously you've only got like, I don't know, 5 options or maybe 6 options as to how somebody could describe themselves. And in other words, then really the pictures are better than the self-description. I was only using it as an example because many of the people I have seen online, do see online occasionally, describe themselves as curvy, who are clearly not. They're just big girls.
Right, okay.
So, but I suppose you asked me how should they describe themselves. Well, if you haven't got noticeable curves, if you've not really got much shape, I think at very best you could put average. But if you are fairly big and fairly shapeless, then you're going to have to start looking at the bigger categories, aren't you? What would it be? I don't think there is an above average. Would it be big? BBW, what's that mean? Big something woman?
I don't know.
Big beautiful woman, that's what it stands for, doesn't it?
Woman.
BBW, I suppose, if you're big and you haven't got much shape.
So how big is big?
That's just personal preference, isn't it?
Right, so it's just so confusing, but...
It is. Of course it is. It's a landmine. I've met plenty of guys along the way who say they like... who actually use the word curvy. I have to say, I've got my mate. I like curvy girls, like something to hold on to, and you're seeing the girls they're with, and they're a lot bigger than I'd go for. But that doesn't mean my opinion doesn't mean anything. It's just my opinion. If they like it, good for them. But so, who am I to say what's big?
But you've said when you've been online and there's women who've described themselves as being curvy, you've said they are fat.
More often than not, they turn out to be fat. Yeah.
And that's the problem you say you have, is you think it's the misuse of the word curvy.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So men like curvy girls?
Always, yeah.
But
the definition of curvy is literally in the word. It's about shape. It's about having curves, regardless of your size.
Okay.
It's about have you got curves? Have you got proportionately different boobs to waist to hips?
Okay.
Or are you just a bit straight, a bit flat, a bit fat? You could be anything. If you haven't got a lot of shape, you're not curvy, are you? You could be anything. You get skinny girls, don't you? Proper skinny girls who haven't got any shape at all. They're just like that, all the same width all the way down. They've got no hips, no boobs, and no waist. Look like a guy from the back.
Okay.
You know, so it's hard. I know, but be honest with yourself.
Well, does that answer your question? Do men like curvy girls? The answer is a resounding yes.
Absolutely yes.
And according to Honest Steve, it's to do with the shape, bust, tiny waist, hips, the Marilyn Monroe shape.
Yeah, hourglass is the way to describe curvy, isn't it?
Yes. So hourglass, no matter the size.
Yes.
Okay.
But I guarantee you that all guys like curves, yeah. And then it's just in the eye of the beholder for what size curves they go for, right?
Yeah. So the bottom line I can take from this, don't worry about your size or your shape, because there's a man out there who's looking for someone exactly like you. So thanks for watching. Thank you again for Honesty for being on the couch with me today. And just click like if you've liked the video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And for now, I wish you good luck in your love life. I wish you well, and bye-bye.
Bye.